So I'm under the impression that some of you black men don't like the fact that another black man telling y'all who to vote for. Well, if it wasn't obvious who to vote for, we need a to tell you guys who to vote for. Cause obviously you stupid. Obviously you don't get the picture. Obviously you too weak of a man to let a woman run this country. You too weak of a man that you have been your asshole over and let a white man get full immunity, plus let a white man give police full immunity.
Do you guys see how simpish and racist and prejudice and bias and every other is that you can find that these people are? Now you know me. Anton always like to leave credit or give credit where credit is due. So you'll see their link back to their profile in the description. Always like to give my fellow content creators credit. But, I'm not even mad anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a bothersome thing because they're trapped in their own hatred for other people. And this is how you know, no matter how much you give a person, it's always within. Before we even get to the political aspect of things, it's always going to be within of whether or not a person actually want to evolve and become a better version of themselves. Because you'll never ever be able to cure hatred with more hatred, ever. And it's funny when I say that I'm no longer a part of the Democratic plantation or I refuse to get on code. What that means is that I rock with people that rock with me. If you love me, I love you back. If you hate me, I got to distance myself from you because that type of energy, that's the type of energy that keep you broke. I guarantee you, every single person that I've ever encountered that was black, that spoke like this, was dusty. They was broke, they were dusty. And the funniest part about it is they need Trump and these Republican policies more than anybody else in the United States of America. They last, they broke, they dusty, they then work for the very people who they hate. So usually it's a white man's corporation or company, or that's their supervisor, or all of the above that then is telling them what to do. And guess what? They willingly do it on a regular basis. They don't have the ability to create a job for themselves. They don't have a business that they're running, that they're only accepting payment from or compensation from people that only look like them. They are a part of the cog, a part of the system. They don't leave this earth in a better space had they not been here. And all they ever spew is hatred for other people. Their entire platforms, and I don't even know this guy, but I could tell you because y'all sent me this to react to, and I appreciate y'all. And again, I always like to give credit where credit is due when I can find a person that's the original content creator of it. But every single bone and fiber in their body, they wake up bothered, angry. I hate the white man and all of this stuff. And they're always going to be broke. He don't listen as pro whatever that he's saying, where really he just anti-white people and all of this stuff. As pro whatever as it is, think about two things right now. Number one, his first statement, and that we not man enough to be led by women, shows you completely out of purpose. Simp. Begging for the affection and the love and the adoration of women instead of leading like a man and dropping your balls. Begging for the adoration of women and simping and thinking that that's going to get you anything other than a kick in the butt. It's unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate. And it's okay though, because everybody can't come. Everybody can't be successful. Everybody can't win. Everybody can't run it up. And so they build their entire following off of hate. And they got to stay on that hate plane because if they ever have an awakening and they ever realize, wait a minute, I should be treating people based off of the content of their character, and they're wrong. That's the worst part about it. Wrong is two left shoes. Don't even understand immunity. Don't even understand the proposition of what immunity means, especially when it comes to police officers. And most of the police officers is usually policing within their own communities, meaning that they look like you, but they still hate them because they hate the uniform. They don't even know the person at all. Police immunity does not absolve the police from being responsible for when they step outside of the law or their training. But you know what? I'm not going to explain it because it don't even matter. Sometimes you just got to let it happen and let people suffer and go through it, and then they just going to be dusty for the rest of their life until they eventually pass the generational trauma on to their children. And then hopefully, maybe they children, you'll never reach them, they stuck in their ways. They've been programmed to think like this for their entire lives. But hopefully, one day, maybe they children, if they decide to breed, which is wild to me, will get it and say, you know what, my parents was off. I want to be different than my parents was. Let's hear the rest of what he got to say.
So you too much of a dude to vote for Kamala, so obviously we had to have a black man tell your dog vote for Kamala. That's just all to it. You need to take the advice. And if you don't, fuck you. You a coward. You weak as hell. And you always been weak. And you gonna always be a hating ass dude.
Hating.
But luckily, despite what the fucking internet say, despite what women say, there are way more real black men out there. Y'all women just don't look for us. We out here.
Told you something.
And we voting for Kamala.
They'll do anything for affection from women. They'll do anything for the approval. These dudes are the weakest dudes on the face of the earth, and they the simps that ultimately led us into the situation in this position how we is right now. Y'all got to understand that we're not even we not in this situation as a country with Democrats being in office over the last 12 or the 16 years, past 16 years. We're not in this situation because we did the right thing. We're in this situation because people like this that are stuck in their ways, got gray in their beard, and still stuck on this plantation think that they're supposed to continue to tell you and throw ad hominem attacks, not even intelligent enough to be able to read past the third grade, but they're going to communicate with you that you're supposed to move based off of what? Based off of what you said or what Obama said? Man, Obama wouldn't spit on you if you was on fire and he walked past you, big dog. And you over here simping out for Kamala Harris, who probably would have locked you up if she seen you walking down the street and she wasn't begging for your vote. And that's who you decide to make your master. You want to be led by a woman and then you want to pander to women thinking that they actually gave a fuck about you at all. And then he want to throw ad hominem attacks at people that think differently than them. And that's because they can't think at all. They got a one-track mind and they focus on one thing, and it's hatred. And if it's and trust me, we people that look like me are much more at risk than people that don't look like me because we don't even know who's the ones that's gonna be hating on you. They dislike us more than they dislike the people that look like Trump. That's a fact. Ask anybody that decided to think for themselves and no longer was on code what that felt like and how their community treated them as a result of it. And it's cool because after you get past the initial shock of people only rocking with you based off of identity, you free. And when you free, you then can get around people that actually appreciate you and show you love based off of the content of your character, but they're not robbing you just because of proximity and they still look like you. That's the truth. They can't intelligently communicate. They're going to forever be stuck in the place that they are, hoping that they get TikTok famous, but they have no substance to them whatsoever. And the internet finally gave them a voice, and so they can continue to spew their hatred towards other people and their disdain at the fact that we can choose for ourselves who we want to vote for, and it's not based off a race, it's actually based off a policy. And they sent a messiah to come and pacify them, and Obama. Like I said, I'm gonna always link back to the content creator. Make sure you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, come kick it with me in person. You know I'm gonna be. Discount code is in the description. Also, I love you. I appreciate y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Peace.